It was not the week that the Cowboys envisioned as they made the trip to the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado. Instead of getting their first win against the Broncos on the road since 1992, they instead walk away with their 8th straight loss against that franchise. Welcome in to Cowboys Update. I'm your host, Kyle Youmans, and really, it was an unfortunate day for the Cowboys on both sides of the football. They fall to the Broncos 44-24, the final score from Empower Field at Mile High in Week 8 of the NFL season. Dak Prescott and company facing Bo Nix, and it was the Denver Broncos offense early that gave an opportunity to Dallas. Dallas, off of an interception from Trequezie Bridges, goes all the way down, puts up a field goal on their opening drive. They had 2 touchdowns for Javonte Williams in his return to Denver, but that was really all the positives. Other than that, it was a season high of points allowed by this Dallas defense. And Coach Brian Schottenheimer saying it wasn't just one thing that went wrong for Dallas.
I think, when you look at it, I'm not just going to start with the defense. I don't think any of us coached or played well enough. We knew we'd have to come in and own the line of scrimmage. I think it started up front. You got to give Denver a lot of credit. I think they moved us around pretty good, had some big explosive runs, and that's hard. But, I told the guys, I said, look, it's one game. We did not play well. We did not coach well. We're going to get right back to work tonight. And if you let it bleed over into 2 and 3 games, then that means you're not a competitor, because this happens in this league.
The Cowboys failed to make a dent in the Broncos' game plan. They were outscored 27-7 after that 3-0 lead to start the game. As you take a look at some of the box score from this matchup, the Cowboys give up those season-high 44 points. Denver, it's the first time they've scored 44 since Week 8 of 2018. It's been a long time since they've had that type of success, and it's the 8th straight loss for the Cowboys against the Broncos. Starting on the offensive side of the football, the Cowboys offense that entered the day as one of the best in the NFL was held in check by the #1 pass rush in the NFL. The Broncos put up 14 pressures and 2 sacks throughout the game. Dak Prescott really didn't have a ton of time to throw, and the ground game for Dallas was not very good as well, averaging under 3.5 yards per carry. They had a couple opportunities for guys like Jaden Blue to run the football. He put the ball on the turf with a fumble, and the game plan offensively just wasn't there. Dak Prescott says there's a lot of credit to go around for the Denver defense.
Surprise, for sure. It's a good word to use. Frustrated as well, frustrating. As you said, right, what we've been doing, what we're capable of doing, didn't really ever get it going. Having an opportunity right there in the first drive of getting down there in the red zone, being able to have a chance to put 7 up and settling for a field goal, that was the start of it. And the rest just kind of followed that, and us not making the plays that was necessary. And credit to those guys. Credit to Coach Joseph, defensive coordinator, making it tough on us. And they got the best of us, that's for sure.
Dak finished 19 of 31 passing, just 188 yards, a season low in that regard. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He had a season low 51.5 passer rating in Week 8. He had a 107 entering the day. It's one of his lowest outputs since the middle of last season as well, because the pressure was there. He was unable to get going, and the Cowboys offense couldn't get that run game going quite as well. Javonte Williams back in Denver, Colorado, where he played the first 4 years of his career throughout his entire rookie contract. He scored twice, but both were in goal line scenarios. He was only given 13 carries in this matchup, finished with 41 yards. That's 3.2 yards per carry, and then 2 touchdowns in the matchup. Williams really held in check the entire team on offense, held in check, and the offensive line struggled at their own right. Cooper Beebe could return this week for the Dallas Cowboys. That would be a plus up front for Dallas. Now, let's flip to the defensive side of the ball. A lot of conversation and criticism headed toward Matt Eberflus in this unit for giving up the 44 points. Second game with 40-plus allowed this season. That's tied for the NFL high in that category. They also allowed 179 rushing yards in the loss to Denver. For 1 point, it was R.J. Harvey. Another point, it was J.K. Dobbins. And then guys like Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin, who had 2 touchdowns, and Bo Nix were able to dink and dunk down the field and dice up the Cowboys defense. Jerry Jones really didn't feel like this was the opportunity and this was the performance that he's been wanting to see from that side of the football.
Well, at this juncture, you would look at it from the standpoint of how do we go forward and how do we play better. And again, I've said all along, you've got to, out there, you've got to step up and against the running game. I think we had 10 or 11 plays at almost the half or halfway through the second quarter, over 10 yards or more in the play. And we got to come up and do a better job of run stopping. We knew that if we didn't do that on that front, that it was going to be a long day for us, and that's what it was.
So Jerry Jones alluding to what do the Cowboys do moving forward? Whatever they'll do, it'll be without Trayvon Diggs, at least for the near future, as he was placed on injured reserve. He's been in that concussion protocol since suffering an incident at his house. Still no real clarification on what caused the injury for Trayvon Diggs, but the clarification in terms of his availability is he will be out for the next few weeks. He was placed on IR prior to the last game, but he's got to serve at least 3 more games on that injured reserve list before he is eligible to return and to open his 21-day practice window. A couple guys could return as soon as this week for Monday Night Football. Like I said, Cooper Beebe, DeMarvion Overshown, and Savone Revel are both questionable. Overshown looking more like the Raiders game coming up after the bye week. Revel could play as soon as this week. We'll get more clarification as the week goes on and the Cowboys hit the practice field. But they do prepare for this Arizona Cardinals team that comes to town. And just like Denver, they haven't beaten Arizona in quite some time. They've lost their last 3 meetings with the Cardinals dating back to 2017. The Cardinals are coming off a bye week. They've lost 5 straight, including this matchup in a close one to the Green Bay Packers. All 5 of Arizona's losses after a 2-0 start have come in a 1-possession game. That is tied for the longest streak of 1-score games in a Cardinals season. They're 2-5, but don't be fooled. Kyler Murray, who missed the last game and was replaced by Jacoby Brissett, is questionable to return. And they still have some weapons on that side of the football. Guys like Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr. and company. They can put up points. They just haven't been able to close games against good football teams. They've had one of the tougher schedules to start the season. Now they come up to Dallas on primetime Monday Night Football with a chance to try and right the ship for the Arizona Cardinals. That brings us to our key to the win in Week 9. You got to contain those weapons. You got to contain what they've got in terms of McBride, in terms of Marvin Harrison Jr. They've got some playmakers on the defensive side of the football, but more notably than that, I think Kyler Murray has always played a step above against his hometown team of the Dallas Cowboys. Remember, he went to Allen High School, won 3 state championships up here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and then, of course, had a great college career, ultimately landing with the Cardinals, and he's been there ever since. He always takes it a step above when he plays the when he plays the Cowboys as a part of the Cardinals. You've got to find a way to contain him. Don't let him get out of the pocket and extend the play. That's when big plays will happen to those weapons on the Arizona offense. We've got a boatload of coverage for you to be able to cover and get all your Cowboys content this week on the Cowboys Now app. We've got podcasts, documentaries, extra updates like this one, and a whole lot more on the Cowboys Now app. Download it today on Apple TV, Roku TV, or Amazon Fire TV as well. Here's just a quick sample size of what the podcasts do look like across the board. Things get started every day at 8 a.m. with Girls Talk, Boys Talk, followed by Talking Cowboys, and then continuing through the afternoon as the Cowboys content group keeps you up to date for everything that's going on around Cowboys Nation. And then, of course, a 6 o'clock start time from AT&T Stadium this week for Cowboys pregame live. We will be out at the AT&T East Plaza for Cowboys and Cardinals on Monday Night Football, Week 9 of the NFL season. Come join us. Come hang out with us outside. It'll be me, Barry Church, Isaiah Stanback, Nate Newton, and Nicole Hutchison from Live Onside at AT&T Stadium. That's going to do it for us here on Cowboys Update. For our entire Cowboys crew, I'm Kyle Youmans saying see you next week.